What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Blake's Take with yours truly, Blake Neiman. And wow, what a postseason it has been thus far. Incredible series that have gone back and forth, ultimately being forced to a winner-take-all Game 7. We start with two championship-caliber teams in the Eastern Conference in the Boston Celtics and the reigning NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks. After taking the 3-2 series lead, the Bucks had two chances to close out the Celtics. But without Chris Middleton, Milwaukee struggled to find an answer for Jason Tatum and, more importantly, any help for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis did everything he possibly could to get his team back to the Eastern Conference Finals with 25 points, 20 rebounds, and 9 assists in the Bucks' losing effort in Game 7. In fact, Antetokounmpo made NBA history by becoming the first player to score 200 points, grab 100 rebounds, and dish out 50 assists in a single playoff series. Obviously, the loss of Chris Middleton played a huge role in the outcome of this series, but in the playoffs, there are no excuses. The Celtics also played very well and came ready for the moment, as they were electric from behind the arc from the start, converting on 22 of their 55 attempts. The Bucks, on the other hand, only managed 4 made three-pointers out of their 33 attempts. The man leading the offensive assault was Grant Williams, who had a career-high night with 27 points thanks to his 7 triples on the evening to shut the door on the Bucks' hopes of a fourth-quarter climbback. So now the Celtics are set to square off in the Eastern Conference Finals against a familiar foe in the Miami Heat, who edged out the C's out in the East Finals back in the bubble. Will history repeat itself, or will Boston finally get over the hump and punch their ticket to their first NBA Finals since 2010? Out west, things were not as exciting, as the Dallas Mavericks shocked the basketball world by obliterating the regular season champion Phoenix Suns 123-90 to punch their ticket to their first conference finals since they won it all back in 2011. The guy behind that magic is the young 23-year-old superstar Luka Doncic, who wanted all the smoke on the road in a do-or-die moment that can make or break one's career. For Luka, it is helping build up what has already been a fabulous career thus far, as he scored as many points with 27 as the entire Suns team scored as a whole in the first half. For a team that had unbelievable chemistry and offensive flow, it speaks volumes to the Mavericks' game plan and how they came to the Valley with a chip on their shoulder and something to prove. For the Suns, it is the second season in a row in which they have blown a 2-0 lead. Even worse for their leader, Chris Paul, it becomes the 5th time that such an instance has occurred in his career, which adds to his NBA record for most blown 2-0 series leads with 5. Paul scored a meaningless 10 points in the worst single game point differential of his career at minus 39. After taking the 2-0 lead versus the Mavs, Paul averaged just 9.4 points, 5.8 assists, and committed 3.6 turnovers per game, all while not attempting more than 9 shots over the final 5 games of the series. Passivity, the defense he was facing, it all sounds so familiar to what we were just pointing out several days ago about James Harden and his elimination matchup against the Miami Heat. We have seen Harden get ripped apart from underperforming in the heat of the moment, and yet when Chris Paul does it, he doesn't receive any backlash or gets put on the hot seat. Why is that? We have seen Harden get torn to shreds after him and his team back in Houston missed 27 straight three-pointers in a Game 7 closeout in the 2018 Western Conference Finals to blow a 3-1 series lead. CP3 in Phoenix, similarly, crumbled in under the pressure, shooting 37.9% from the field as a team and trailed by as much as 46 points in this game. All I'm saying is this. We need to hold our superstars to the same standard and hold them accountable when they don't show up for their team in a defining moment. To me, Chris Paul is still a Hall of Fame type player. No one can doubt that. But his inability to get the job done in the postseason time and time again limits me from placing him in that elite top 5 point guard category of all time. I just can't do it yet. And with him being 37, his championship window is shrinking more and more each day. So with both the Bucks and Suns now eliminated, both conferences will have new champions. Out west, will Luka keep the Mavericks on their historical trend back to the NBA Finals for the first time in over a decade? Or will the Golden State Warriors prevail and claim their spot back at the top of the basketball mountain after 2 years of hiatus? In the East, will the Heat come out as the conference champions for the second time in 2 years, or will it be the NBA's most successful franchise that returns to the biggest stage for the first time since 2010? we're sure in for a treat this postseason, and things are only going to get better from here in the conference finals. So I'm excited to see how these teams handle the pressure and what kind of series we get out of them and what two teams will be left at the end of it all. So hope you all enjoyed that. You can catch all of this and more here on Blake's Take on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and or YouTube. Subscribe and like to stay up to date on all the local and national sports, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful day.